Thank you for joining this lesson. We're going to discuss mathematics paper 1, linear motion, number 18. We are told that a matatu left Oyugis for Homa Bay town 51 kilometers away at an average speed of 48 kilometers per hour at 7 a.m. Then at 7:30 a.m. a boda left Homa Bay for Oyugis, traveling along the same route at an average speed of 60 kilometers per hour. Determine part A, the time when the boda met the matatu. Therefore, we're going to answer this question. Let me begin by sketching the route between Homa Bay and Oyugis. So what we have is Oyugis, then Homa Bay town, and now we are being told that they are 51 kilometers away. At 7, a matatu left Oyugis towards Homa Bay at an average speed of 48 kilometers per hour. Then now a boda is leaving Homa Bay at 7:30. This is to mean that before the boda began its journey from Homa Bay, the matatu had traveled for half an hour, the 30 minutes we see here. Therefore, we're going to calculate the distance already covered by the matatu before the boda began. Therefore, what you're going to have is calculation of distance using speed and time. Therefore, we're going to have a speed of 48 for half an hour, and this will give us exactly 24 kilometers. Therefore, by the time the boda is beginning, we will have the matatu already having covered 24 kilometers. This is to mean that now that 24 kilometers have been covered, there is now the remaining distance at 7:30 now. At 7:30, the remaining distance between the two towns will be 51 minus 24. This is giving us 27 kilometers. Therefore, we're going now to say that our relative distance equals to 27 kilometers. Then again, something to know is that we will have to calculate the relative speed, and this is going to be the speed at which the two vehicles or the two will be covering the relative distance in between them, and that will be, because they are approaching one another, the summation 48 kilometers per hour, and the other one is approaching at 60 kilometers per hour. This is going to give us 108 kilometers per hour. Therefore, the relative speed will be 108 kilometers per hour. This means we can obtain now relative time, the time to be taken by the two to cover the relative speed. This will be the relative distance divided by the relative speed. Therefore, we need a distance of 27 out of a speed of 108, and this will give us 0.25 hours, which translates to 15 minutes. Therefore, if they are meeting after 15 minutes, then the time they are meeting, the time the boda is meeting the matatu, is going to be from 7:30. They are meeting after 15 minutes and 0 hours. So this is going to be exactly 7:45 a.m. the same day. So that is the time they will meet. How far from Oyugis did the boda meet the matatu? So from Oyugis, we should know that after 7:30 they are meeting after 0.25. So we are going to consider the vehicle which is traveling from Oyugis, and this vehicle is the matatu at a speed of 48. At a speed of 48, then it you travel for 0.25 to meet the boda. So when we multiply by 48, we will get 12 kilometers. Therefore, for the vehicles to meet, they will need to cover 12 kilometers. Not they will need to cover, but the one from Oyugis, which is the matatu, will cover 12 kilometers. Remember, it had already covered 24 kilometers from Oyugis by 7:30. Therefore, it is now going to add 12 more, which means they will be meeting at 12, 24, 36 kilometers. This is from Oyugis. So from Oyugis, it will be 36 kilometers. The next question is talking of, after meeting the Boda Boda, the matatu stopped for 15 minutes before resuming the journey. At what speed should it travel to reach Homa Bay at the same time the Boda Boda reached Oyugis? So what you're going to have, let me re-sketch again. Let me have the two towns. Remember, they are meeting. This is Oyugis. This is Homa Bay. They are meeting at 36 kilometers. This is to mean, because the matatu is traveling to this side, this is the mat. The mat is going to have 15 more kilometers to be covered. At the same time, we will have the Boda Boda, which is having now 36 kilometers to be covered. So the matatu will be covering remaining 15 on this side. The Boda Boda will be covering the remaining 36 on this side. This is after meeting. Now we are told that the matatu stopped for 15 minutes. So the time it is going to be stopping, the Boda Boda will still be covering some distance, and therefore we can check the distance covered by the Boda Boda when the matatu had stopped. Therefore, the Boda Boda is traveling at a speed of 60, and it is going to travel for a quarter an hour because it is 15 minutes. Therefore, a quarter an hour will give us 15 kilometers. Therefore, we will have the Boda Boda running or covering 15 kilometers more. So from the 36 which had remained, it will cover 15. This is to mean that now there will be remaining 21 kilometers more to be covered. Therefore now, what we are going to relate here is that by the time the matatu will be covering 15 kilometers, this Boda Boda is going to cover 21, so that they may arrive at their destinies at the same time. So we want by the time Boda Boda is arriving at Homa Bay, the matatu will be arriving at Homa Bay. Then the Boda Boda should also arrive at Oyugis. That means at its constant speed of 60, there is a time to be taken. Therefore, time to be taken by this Boda Boda will be a distance of 21 at a speed of 60. This is going to be 0.35 hours. Now, this time taken by the Boda Boda to arrive at Oyugis, the matatu should also take an equal time so that they may arrive at the same time. The matatu should also take 0.35 hours to cover the 15, which means the matatu should adjust its speed. Therefore, speed is usually given by distance out of time. So a distance of 15 should be covered in 0.35. When I divide this, I'm going to have a speed of 42.86 kilometers per hour. Remember to subscribe to this channel and to share the link with friends. Thank you.